Hello again, my name is Cameron, and today I'm going to be showcasing a recent project of mine named the ROS2 camera streamer. I originally created this project for a college robotics club, and my reasoning for its creation was because I was unable to find a pre-built ROS package that supported our needs, such as efficient image compression, on-the-fly changes to encoder configurations such as frame rate and resolution, and something that was overall easy to use. Alright, so let's talk about how to actually get the program running. So first you're going to notice that there are three launch files for the package. There's going to be the config test, decoder, and encoder. The ones that you need to worry about are decoder and encoder. Config test pretty much just shows how to set configs of the encoder using a ROS service. So let's start off with encoder. Right here you're going to see if you scroll down, actually, you're going to see a list of cameras, and this is where you're going to be able to declare any cameras that you have on your system. So in this case, I want to show two cameras, and so I have my embedded camera in my laptop, and then I also have my external webcam, which is the Logitech right here. And you need to put in a friendly name for the camera, as well as a serial ID for the camera. The way that you get the serial ID is that you can run a bash script that is in the resources folder. So if we run this, it's going to show a bunch of devices connected to my computer. And if we look here, we can see the video devices. And so these are the serial IDs for the device. So you put this in here. And then if we go to decoder.launch.py, and you scroll down, you can see a camera list once again. And so you declare a decoder, and you're going to want to put the friendly name of the camera in here as well. And this will allow it so that these two nodes can connect to each other and communicate to each other. So let's talk about some of the parameters in here. So pretty much the camera encoder comes with some default values that you can set. So in this class, you can set default values, and then if you wanted to overwrite them per camera, you can actually do that here. I don't have any extra values here because I'm just using the default for the class. And then we have stuff up here. So for JPEG compression, you can set this. I was not able to get this working on the fly during runtime. I was only able to have this value set on launch. And then if we look at here, host machine, I was only able to get this, or I've only tested it on an AMD 64 system and a Jetson. And so whichever you're using, you're going to want to put in here. And then this auto enable cameras will start up all cameras, or at least by default, it will start up all cameras when you start up the encoder. And that may or may not be something that you want. It may be that you want your GUI interface to have a button that starts up a camera or something like that, but you still want the encoder to be running. So let's go ahead and actually run this. If we go back to the terminal and go here, we can do this. Let's make sure that the package is built. And then let's go ahead and run it. So ROS to launch, and then camera streamer, and then encoder. And it's going to start up, and it's going to grab both cameras. You can see laptop webcam and then the Logitech webcam right here. And then we're going to do ROS to launch camera streamer. And then we're going to do the decoder right here. And there we go. So they're by default, and you'll see in a second, there's actually also, this package also contains a default camera viewer node that you can use for viewing the camera streams, which is nice for testing and such, but you can very easily disable it by going into your decoder, and then you can just set this to false, and it won't run any of the camera viewing nodes, and you would be able to subscribe to the Encoder with your own node for viewing of the video stream. So yeah, that's working. Let's get this back up here. And then yeah, this is my laptop webcam. This over here is my external webcam. And then let's actually mess with some of the encoder values right now. So if we actually go back here and look in config test, you'll see that we were able to set some of the values for the encoder using this. This pretty much just starts up a node that calls a service within the encoder, and that service pretty much sets all these values right here. So you're pretty much able to toggle the camera on and off. When you toggle the camera off, it will actually release the USB device so that other programs can actually use the device. And when you start it up again, it will take hold of the device again, or will attempt to at least. We have the friendly name for the camera. And then we have resolution and frame rate. So if we go ahead and run this, so ROS2 launch camera streamer, and then config test, and then we actually, let's bring this up right here, and then let's actually do this. Once I run this, you'll see that it makes some changes here. So it changed the frame rate to 5 frames per second on this camera. It also changed the resolution to 500 by 500. And it's keeping the camera enabled as well. If we wanted to have the camera disabled, we can just put this to false, for example. And if we build this again, because this is the launch file right here, and we need to rebuild it, so it takes it. There we go. So if we do this again, and we bring this up, you will see that it will stop getting feedback. So there we go. The camera is released, and we're not seeing anything here. And if we go back here and put this to true, and you see that that one's currently running, which is fine. So let's build this one more time and set this to true. There we go. And then it'll start up again. All right, and so some statistics for the bandwidth usage. At 1280 by 720 at 15 frames per second, we were only experiencing 5 megabits per second usage. And so our 4 cameras that we were using only used around 20 megabits per second. And then, yeah, so if you are interested in taking a look at the project, contributing to it, or using it, the link for the GitHub is in the description. Thank you for watching.